With football season being right around the corner, we are in the midst of preseason, and I thought there's no better time to get back to content creation than the now. So here I am back after a very, very, very long hiatus. I cut my hair, I got my arms all tatted up, but I am back full force with the content. You could be expecting videos from me weekly. So stay tuned. If you're not subscribed, you need to subscribe. If you have been subscribed and you've stayed subscribed this long, I greatly appreciate you. Thank you for the wait. But I am back. Gambino Gaming is back in full force. So let's dive right in. So here we have all 32 teams. We're going to rank them from bottom, number one pick contention, which means the worst of the worst. Young but intriguing, mediocre at best, missing playoff teams, potential wild cards, playoff teams, Super Bowl contenders, and Super Bowl favorites. Let's dive right in. First team is the New Orleans Saints. I think they are young but intriguing off rip. Dolphins, I think they're going to be bad. Number one pick contention. The Ravens are always, and I think even this year will still be Super Bowl contenders. They went and got Trey Hendrickson. I think their defense will be better. The Bengals, I feel like they could be pretty good. Potential wild card team. Broncos, I have as a Super Bowl contender. Giants, young but intriguing, which I'm going to move up. I like that there better. Vikings, mediocre. I think they could be a missing playoff team with Kyler Murray at the helm. The Rams are obviously the Super Bowl favorite with the acquisition of Myles Garrett. Buccaneers, put them in potential wild card for now. We'll move them around. Lions, I think they're a playoff team. Bears, ooh. They're going to playoff team for now. I know we can't have that many out of the same division. 49ers, they got Mike Evans. They're a playoff team in my book. Eagles, Super Bowl contender. Raiders, mediocre at best. Packers, potential wild card maybe. Commanders, young but intriguing. Hopefully this is a bounce back year for Jane Daniels. Cardinals, number one pick contention. My Pittsburgh Steelers, who I just went and toured the Acrisure Stadium for my birthday. I just turned 31 at the beginning of the month, and it was a 10 out of 10 experience. Would suggest it. Potential wild card. Bills, they got DJ Moore, I think they could be a Super Bowl contender. I'm only going to allow myself 4 per bracket. Falcons, young but intriguing. Seahawks, Super Bowl favorite. They just won it last year. They lost K-Walk, but maybe they could bounce back. Patriots, Super Bowl contender. They got A.J. Brown. I'm going to move. Who do I trust more? I think I might trust the Broncos more. Yeah, it'll stay like that for now. Browns, mediocre at best. Texans, they're not going to miss the playoffs. I feel like they're going to be a playoff team, which means I need to move these guys up. I move them to there. So, yeah, that'll stand there. Kansas City, ooh-wee. I'm going to move the Bengals down and put the... No, I'm not doing that. I'm going to leave the Bengals a potential wild card, and I'm going to have the Chiefs as missing the playoffs. The Chief dynasty is over. One of these teams, this will go there. That can go there. Packers are a playoff team. And I think this year the Cowboys are a wild card team. Chargers may miss the playoffs. Jets are going to be number one pick contention. Jaguars. Okay, let's take a step back and let's look at this. Mediocre at best for the Saints. I also think. Who do I trust more? I think I trust the Colts more to be right outside the playoffs. Trevor Lawrence and them to be young but intriguing. Mediocre best for the Panthers. And number one pick contention for the Titans. Nope. There. That feels a lot better. So, Super Bowl favorites, we have the Rams, Seahawks, Patriots, and the Ravens. Contenders, we have the Broncos, the Eagles, the Bills, and the Lions. Playoff teams, we have the Bears, the Niners, the Texans, and the Packers. Potential wildcards, the Bengals, the Buccaneers, the Steelers, and the Cowboys. Missing the playoffs, we have the Vikings, the Chiefs, the Colts, and the Chargers. Young but intriguing at the Giants, the Commanders, the Falcons, and the Jaguars. Mediocre at best, we have the Saints, the Panthers, the Titans, and the Browns. And number one pick contention, the Dolphins, the Jets, the Cardinals, and the Raiders. I think I'm okay with that. I know it's kind of unruly to have. Can you have 3 teams from the same division make the playoffs? Because, I mean, that's kind of crazy. All right, from there, we're going to transition to one takeaway from each NFL team's first depth chart. Browns show rookie love, starting over for Deebo Samuel. So for the first one, we have Jeremiah Love, RB2. Arizona Cardinals took a major swing in selecting former Notre Dame running back Jeremiah Love with the number 3 overall pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. Since he was drafted this high, Love automatically becomes the highest paid running back in the NFL with the $50.5 million guaranteed in his rookie contract. Correct. Bijan and Gibbs don't have those kinds of guarantees in their new contracts. Still, new coach Michael Floyd is going to make Love earn his starting spot. Yeah, I understand that, but don't we already think he's better than Algier? And James Conner has been injured. As much as I love him, shouldn't he just go ahead and start the rookie? New pass rushers for the Falcons, with Jelon Walker set to miss the 2026 season after tearing his ACL. Get well soon. And the looming James Pierce Jr. suspension. Yep. The rest of the Falcons pass rush group is going to need to step up. The 2 players slated to start right now, according to the depth chart, are Brandon Dorless and Cameron Thomas, with Azeez Al-Jalari and Samson Ebukam backing them up. Was a 4th-round pick of the Falcons in 2024 in 15 games played with 9 starts. From the interior of the defense line last season, he recorded 27 tackles and 8.5 sacks, which ranked second on the teams behind Pierce. All right. Ravens, Jacoby Lane's second team. Rookie wide receiver Jacoby Lane has one of the biggest stories of training camp. The 3rd-round pick out of USC has dazzled on the practice field, registering multiple highlight reel catches, and will force Jesse Minter and Declan Doyle to put him on the field. On the Baltimore Ravens' first depth chart, Lane was listed as the second team behind Rashad Bateman and Zay Flowers. Lane is one of the 2 second-team wideouts, joining Devontae Walker. He's listed ahead of Elijah Sarrett and Chris Moore. Front runner at left guard. The Buffalo Bills are listing Alec Anderson as a starter at left guard over Austin Corbett. Corbett, who went undrafted in 2022 out of UCLA, has started 6 games over 2 seasons and played snaps at left guard, center, and right tackle. Dang! Corbett comes over from the Carolina Panthers, where he started 37 games over 4 years. He's got the edge when it comes to experience and played plenty of center too. A.J. Dillon at RB4. Chuba Hubbard, Jonathan Brooks. Let's see, also known as the Quadfaller or Quadzilla, is listed on Carolina's depth chart behind second-year back Trevor Etienne. Huh. I mean, A.J. Dillon's getting up there in age. It kind of makes sense. 3 players are starting left tackle for the Bears. Didn't want to list a starting left tackle on their depth chart. They didn't even want to cut the competition down to 2 players. Wow. The battle to replace Ozzy Trapilo rages on. Jones is probably considered the favorite. Starting pass rusher. Now that Henderson is out of the picture, Cincinnati Bengals are looking for new difference makers as pass rusher. Boye Mafe and former first-round pick Myles Murphy are listed as the starters now, with Shamar Stewart and Cassius Howell listed as the backups. This isn't a surprise, but Murphy has recorded 8.5 sacks in 47 career games. This could be his last season with the Bengals. Stewart is on the mend after suffering a hyperextended knee in camp. If he can overtake Murphy on the depth chart. The 3 rookies starting on offense. Shout out to the Browns who aren't trying to hide the fact that rookies are going to play major roles for them this season. Whopping 3 first-year players were listed as starters on the first depth chart. Wide receivers Denzel Washington and Casey Concepcion. And left tackle Spencer Fano. Yeah, all those guys should start. Caleb Down starting cornerback. Yep. I don't think we need to read that one. Marvin Mims, wide receiver 3. All-Pro returner who has just started 13 of his 48 games. Is listed as starting wide receiver with Jalen Waddle and Sutton at 1 and 2. He listed above Troy Franklin, college teammate of quarterback Bo Nix, who finished second on the team last year with 709 yards. That's interesting. Terry Arnold's replacement. One position battle I'm interested in with the Detroit Lions is cornerback Terry Arnold is no longer with the team on 8 felony charges with kidnapping and armed robbery. Rock Ya-Sin, DJ Reed with Roger McCreary in the slot. This isn't a major surprise, but we'll see if the young Ennis Rakeshaw Jr., Nick Whiteside, or rookie Keith Abney II can push him. Questions at guard. Anthony Belton is listed as a starting guard for the Green Bay Packers right now with Devon Jennings and Barnhart behind him. Jaeger Burton has been working in as well. Mostly played left tackle in college. He could end up being demoted to swing tackle. To make matters worse, the expected starter at left guard, Aaron Banks, has been held to just individual work due to an injury. Dang. Offensive line falling into pieces. The Houston Texans' first depth chart didn't provide us with any surprises, with notables is that rookie Keelan Rutledge has apparently already earned the starting center spot, while the right tackle battle continues with Trent Brown and Brandon Smith, separated by an or on the depth chart. QB2 battle. Backup quarterbacks Raleigh Leonard and Anthony Richardson have an or between the names on the Colts depth chart. Yeah. Interesting. No starter at running back. Are hoping Bajal Tootin and Chris Rodriguez Jr. can replace his production. Tootin recorded. I like Bajal Tootin, but who will be their starting running back? Surprise start at cornerback. Traded up to number 6 pick to select cornerback Mansour Delane out of LSU, but he's listed as a second stringer behind Noel Williams and L'Jarius Sneed 3 years ago, but he's played just 12 games over the last 2 seasons due to injury. I did not expect Sneed to be listed as a starter on this initial depth chart, but again, things could change. Yeah, most of these probably aren't going to be final by going into the regular season. Jack Betch, I don't know. Started not many grand takeaways to be had with the Las Vegas depth chart, but I take a note that Betch being listed as starting wide receiver alongside free agent Jalen Naylor and Trey Tucker, Dante Thornton, who played in fewer games but registered more starts than Beck last season. I thought the Raiders had the worst wide receiver core in the NFL last year, and they're hoping for Beck and or Thornton can really step up. Yeah, that team's going to be interesting to watch. Leader at left guard. There were a lot of ors on the Chargers' first depth chart, and that includes at left guard. That guy's name, Branson Taylor and Jake Slaughter, are listed as the leaders at left guard, but on another area of the Chargers website, this guy, I'm not sure. It's listed as the first stringer. It's not a major surprise as Jim Harbaugh said he was in the lead. Who is starting at tight end? There are actually 4 starting tight ends because the Rams didn't want to pick 2. Davis Allen, Tyler Higbee, Colby Parkinson, and Terrence Ferguson. Interesting. Rookie wide receiver named starter. Caleb Douglas is listed as starter with Malik Washington and Jalen Tolbert. That's a really bad wide receiver. Running back battle. This is fair. Aaron Jones versus Jordan Mason. I can understand that. A first round pick is third string? Dang. Again, no one should be overreacting to these initial depth charts, but the New England Patriots listed 28 overall. Caleb Lemieux as third string right tackle behind Morgan Moses and Marcus Bryant. Bryce Lance, second team. Oh, okay. Between pass rush, Chase Young and Carl Granderson is interesting, but with Cameron Jordan's hamstring injury, it appears both could be starting. Another interesting takeaway I had from the New Orleans Saints first depth chart was fourth round pick Bryce Lance is listed on the second team behind fellow rookie Jordan Tyson. Compared his younger brother of Trey Lance to Christian Watson as a prospect, as he's 6'3" with legitimate speed. Maybe Lance is a sleeper for the Saints offense. Jalen Hyatt over OBJ? Question mark. Hope they found a steal in Jalen Hyatt in the third round of the draft. He won the Biletnikoff Award as the best receiver in the FBS. I mean, OBJ's old. He's been injured. Rookie has already earned right to back up Geno Smith. Okay, very well. Cade Klubnik earns that QB2 battle. We could talk about the second round pick. Eli Sowers not cracking the top two at tight end, but quarterback battles may be more interesting. Andy Dalton, Tanner McKee are listed as the second string signal caller behind Jalen Hurts, with Cole Payton behind them. Come on now. Andy Dalton's old, bro. Just as somebody else. Jalen Waddle over Rico Dotto. I can understand this. Yes, Dotto had 1,000 yards twice, but Warren's been there the whole time. Debo Samuel started her twice over. Welcome back, Debo. Watching Marcus Robinson and Mike Evans. He's also listed as San Francisco's top kick returner. I mean, that's fair. George Holani starting running back. Huh. Well, that's very interesting. Jadarian Price over, George Holani over Jadarian Price. Dennis remains starting linebacker. First round pick was obviously listed as starting pass rusher when the tempo be dropped there, but fans was hoping another rookie would be an immediate start in the second round pick. Josiah Trotter is holding on to one of the starting linebacker spots after making 16 starts last season. That's fine. Gunnar Helm, tight end 1. Sure. Antonio Williams is buried. There's a lot of excitement for rookie wide receiver Antonio Williams, and while the first player are usually listed as reserves on initial depth charts, it was interesting to see Williams listed as a third stringer. Huh. Williams left Clemson with the fourth most career reception in program history. Dang. Balled out. Is that everybody? Dang. All right. Well, I feel like that's a good welcome back video. Nice little 17 minutes. Just be prepared for more content coming soon within the week. We should at least get one video a week on the best 3 or 4 in a week. If you don't, blow up my comments. Leave a comment of some of the things you want to see me talk about moving forward. And I miss you guys a lot. And I appreciate everybody who stuck around. Thank you for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. I love you. Until next time, peace.